We are living in an unjust world. A world where label matters, a world where the smart and the brilliant are measured or defined by their ability to do math. A world where true potential and true talent go unrecognized. A world where not everyone has the same chance, not even being presented with the same opportunity in the first place. A world where everyone they don't start on even ground. A world where a sense of equality is being ignored. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Emanuel Defaro and I represent Egg Public Senior High School Tangerang. I will be speaking today as the first speaker and Prime Minister for the proposition team for our motion today. This House believes that scholarship should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. Scholarship is a grant in aid to a student given by as a college, as a foundation or institution. And for this program, students may qualify for need-based scholarship funds if they come from low-income backgrounds. And this qualification is usually determined based on their family income. And when talking about financial necessity scholarship, we will also be talking about merit-based scholarship, which are awarded based on academic achievements, sports achievement, or extracurricular achievements, such as getting a perfect score or being a high scorer on a soccer team and something like that. And usually, in contrast to financial necessity scholarship, they do not take finances into account. And so what we are aiming to highlight today is that we are aiming today to provide a wider chance. We are providing opportunity for students to have more access, to have accessibility, especially to those with financial disadvantage, with financial necessity. We are providing opportunities to talented but financially deprived students, and we are hoping to empower them. We are hoping to encourage them to acquire a higher quality of education at a reputed public sector institution, a public school, or perhaps public colleges. And first, before I continue, I would like to give a disclaimer. From the proposition team, we recognize talented and overachieving students, and we congratulate them so. We don't think that they are undeserving of their achievement or that they are not worthy of scholarship. They would have scholarship only if we are living in a perfect world. But sadly, the harsh truth is that not even everyone could afford to go to school at the first place, even to primary school. And so we feel that it is more necessary to provide a wider accessibility for education. It will be a more paramount of importance rather than rewarding those that are already able to do so by themselves. And these merit-based scholarships, in contrast, they tend to go to those with already higher income, to those who have been able to make it to school otherwise and by themselves without the help from scholarship. And so we believe that since not everyone can afford the best academic learning, not everyone can hire private tutors, not everyone can go to the fanciest, to the best school, then not everyone can achieve the same level of comprehension. We believe that this world we have no shortage of talented youth. But in several instances, this lack of resources and they prevent them from actually realizing their true potential, their true talent. And this becomes problematic. Why? When it comes to accessing their higher education. And so what we are proposing, what we are endorsing today is that for a strategic need-based scholarship with this following condition and this following mechanism that we believe will be beneficial. First is we propose that scholarship be prioritized to those with financial necessity or those with economic disability. And number two is that for these applicants, they will be subjected to an interview regarding their background, their story, their reasonings, and also their interests. And this interview, it will also be extended to the applicant's parents and or their guardians. And next, these applicants, they will also be subjected to thorough examination process to ensure their credibility to their claim. This is in order to filter out to those that wish to use this proposed system only for their own benefits. To ensure the truth behind their claim, they will be subjected to submit their own documentation stating their family's financial status for eligibility to qualify in this program. And also in the screening process and selecting method of this acceptance, their own talent, skill, achievement, grades, they would not be an entirely inconsiderable factor. And lastly, we would understand what our community needs. We would conduct research experimentation to find a central point of a truly strategical need-based scholarship program, because we believe that the government, they are being held accountable for the welfare of its citizens, for their merits. And so we believe that it's only fair for the people's opinion to be taken a part of, to be taken in how we would execute, in how we would run this program. And now onto our argumentation points. The first is how our current education system and our current school system, they have been negligent of our financial, of our economic problems. Poverty. As one of the 16 Sustainable Development Goals stated by the United Nations, poverty is always going to be a primary issue. And the harsh truth is that there are a lot of children that are still living in poverty, those who live in slums, live without home, without a family, without a guardian, without a roof to live under. And so this drastic financial problem, disability, it will effectively cut off any hopes and any dreams of any chances for these children to pursue their dreams, to pursue their education, to go to school at the first place. These children are being forced to work in labor, getting the blue-collar jobs, and even forced to support their younger siblings when they themselves haven't even reached their own majority. These children, they are the victims of our society, victims of perhaps racism, marginalization, disenfranchising, and many more. These problems, these children, their conditions, they are created by the cruel working of our society system, where only the rich, where only the strong survive, while those with disability, those that are unable to struggle with challenges, they are being left out, being left behind, to be abandoned. This is what we are aiming to highlight. The story of these children, those without the chances, this is what we are hoping to rectify. And second argumentation is that I would like to highlight the failure of the merit-based scholarship. Well, I do admit that merit-based scholarship can have adverse impact as well. Most scholarships are focused on higher education. Well, merit-based scholarship, they tend to go to higher income students, to those with that are most likely to be able to go in school anyway with the help of scholarship. And furthermore, when merit-based scholarship do boost school completion among better off students, they can also increase the achievement gap between this lower and between the higher income students. And second point is labeling. A merit-based scholarship program is one that indirectly campaigns for the labeling of the students. They create this some kind of stratification where students who receive with merit-based scholarship will feel superior compared to the recipients of need-based scholarship. They will be treated as a charity subject, treated as someone to be pitied on. And will this labeling matter? These students who receive merit scholarship, they are reminded of their academic potential by the scholarship itself, so it will draw a diverse, and this diverse, it isn't hard to imagine that this diversion, it will prove fatal for the general part of a student's growth. And also, low level of representation of low income and minority students at the college. This is to find an introduction of a merit and policy is associated with a decrease in the percentage of low income and students from other racial backgrounds, particularly because of the more selective institution, like perhaps racial problems and lack of diversity, lack of ethnicity, because some races are associated with lower income ability. And so, our third point, how this will help students, help schools. First is, once again, what we are aiming today is we believe that scholarship should be given for those with financial necessity, because we are campaigning for wider accessibility of education to be provided. And we are hoping to abolish bullying, a sense of superiority. With this inclusion of financially disadvantaged students, we are encouraging them to join, to push them to truly develop themselves. These students, they will be supported in the long run, so they will be able to adjust to their new opportunity and vice versa. And we will also help students to learn to respect diversity, to learn to respect other people with different background, so that a school wouldn't be an elite-based students or like that. We are trying to abolish that sentiment, abolish that label. We believe that scholarship, these students, they will be able to rectify this problem. What we believe in is that there will be a more diverse level of students with different backgrounds, with this assimilation of different students, it will hopefully create a positive environment, create a mutualistic arrangement among the students where they will be able to truly develop themselves and to help themselves with each other to grow, to understand our humanity as a whole. And that is why we, from the proposition team, we are very proud to propose that we believe that scholarship, they should only be given to those with financial necessity. They should be prioritized. Thank you.